Hey everybody on Facebook, how you doing tonight? Actually, for some of you, it's really early in the morning. So, I had to post a quick article here about this protest that's hitting pretty close to home for me because I live in Vancouver, Washington, and I had just gotten back from Las Vegas from our amazing election victory to have agitators, probably funded by George Soros and somebody else, whoever that would be, maybe the Democrat Party, come to Portland, Oregon and start a bunch of trouble. And the police, which, they seemed pretty cool for a while, like a couple days they were putting up with this garbage. And finally, last night, they said enough was enough and started to fire tear gas and rubber bullets at these protesters. And I know that a lot of you have normal lives. You're busy. You work 9 to 5 and you do your job and you take care of your kids or whatever you're doing. Like, you don't have time to go on YouTube and see some of this stuff and see how nasty some of these agitators really are. They look like criminals. They look like foreign invaders. They look like they've come from some other country. They don't even, some of them are probably illegal anyway. But my point is, like, some of these people were born in America, but they're young people and they have no idea about what made this country great in the first place. And the minute they get beat up or they get, billy clubbed in the arms or something or in the face by a police officer because they refuse to comply, they start to complain about their rights being violated and all this other stuff, Every time that I see somebody get beat up by the police, 9 times out of 10, it's because the person wasn't complying with the police commands. Now, I know that police brutality happens. I'm not an idiot. Like, I've seen it before. There's questionable things that have happened for sure. But in most of those cases, like most of them, it's because they don't comply with the police. I think if you comply with a police officer, even if he is a bad police officer, he's probably not going to shoot you or tase you or beat you up if you're respectful, And I'm going to play a little bit of this video right here so that you can see how nasty these people are. And the police are showing a lot of restraint. So let me play a little bit of this for you guys real quick here. Hold on a second. Let me start it up. This is crazy. Look at how big of the mess the city is off of this.
And they're moving up towards the rest of PSU on 6th Avenue.
I'm going to forward this a little bit. It's kind of a long video, but I want to see if I can get into some of the other altercations that happen.
Matter, Portland. This is an anti-Donald Trump protest. It seems to be organized by Don't Shoot PDX. It's the offshoot of Black Lives Matter here in Portland, Oregon. We're going to pass this.
Don't Shoot PDX. So this is a group I've never heard of before, but I know this city very well. Sometimes I have to say, unfortunately, I know it very well. I don't live in Portland. I live close to it, but I don't even go downtown anymore because it's just, I don't know. It's not, when you go down there and things are normal, it's not too bad, but you'll see some crazy things. It's very liberal. And if these stupid politicians that lived in this city had half of a brain, they wouldn't allow this kind of stuff to happen. You can't have a city of lawlessness and busting up people's buildings like they did in Baltimore and stuff, I just want to, these protesters that are doing this stuff, I hope they enjoy it for the next couple months or whatever's left here while Obama's in, because Trump is not going, once he gets his solid footing going, he's not going to put up with this stuff. And I mean, it's not just him. I mean, everybody's going to blame Donald Trump for, quelling the violence and their so-called First Amendment rights to burn down buildings and people's businesses. But it's not just Donald Trump. It's all of us, law-abiding citizens, that do not want to see our lives get destroyed because these people want to, they want to have paid protesters come in like George Soros and these guys and just have a temper tantrum because they couldn't get their criminal in the White House. You know what I mean? So it's absolutely ridiculous. And I hope they enjoy it because it's not going to last too much longer for them. And it's not going to be Barack Obama in the White House just letting this stuff happen. Trump will quell this stuff, believe me. And we will get back to what made America great again in the first place. And it's going to require a culture change. It's obvious because this generation of young people that's growing up right now, I'm not saying I can't put everybody in that basket, believe me. It's a certain group of people that feel entitled. They feel like the government should take care of them. And they are susceptible to being brainwashed. Like, I can show you other examples where you talk common sense with them and they totally are in another world and they don't even give you an intelligent answer when you ask them a question. They deflect questions. They don't give you straight answers and they point fingers and all this other stuff. It's really amazing, like especially when I check out InfoWars and I watch like Alex Jones and a couple of his co-workers go out on the street and they question these Donald Trump protesters, and basically they're really stupid, and they will, all of a sudden they'll just start throwing out insults and just insulting and whatever. Like, I don't know. I guess it's necessary to question them so that people can see how stupid they really are. I wouldn't be a good candidate to do that because I'd probably end up getting into a fight with them. And probably it wouldn't be a good idea because if I was alone, I would be outnumbered. Unless I had a backup with me, of course, I wouldn't get myself in that situation, but I wouldn't back down from them. And it's like that poor guy that got beat up the other day because they accused him of voting for Donald Trump. There was a bunch of thugs that were just beating up on this middle-aged to older gentleman, and it was so stupid. I'm telling you guys, if I would have been there, I'm serious. Like, I would have opened a can on them. I don't care how many people there was. If I seen them beating up an older guy that was defenseless, that is one of those things I cannot stand. That, or, I mean, I've seen them hit women before. Not really children, but who knows what they would do. But honestly, these thugs need to be put down, and that's the police job. The police are the ones that need to do this, and they just need to lay the smack down on them. And they need to spend some time in jail, if not prison, and let them sit in a 8x12 jail cell, living on cheap food and cold walls, and probably they'll have a new outlook on life after they've been in there for a while. But let me play a little bit more of this for you, see if we can find some action.
This train here and see where they're headed. It seems like they're heading closer into PSU. I don't exactly know where they're headed. I haven't been able to research this as I don't have any capability to do so at the moment. Again, Portland Police Bureau does not seem to be on scene. However, there is a Portland fire truck right. Again, as I mentioned, this is mostly a peaceful protest. There are some people here in the group that are not, but the majority of people here just want to get a message out, and obviously you can tell what that is. Of Portland.
protests or whatever. They wanted to take this bridge. They wanted to go.
They're now moving towards the eastern side of the river, towards the Portland Police Bureau vehicles that are there. Seems like 3, 4 possibly officers.
I'll go ahead and let me see if I can actually turn the volume down on this video, and we could just kind of watch it. I'll narrate a little bit for you. I know this area really well, and some of the people on Facebook will see this area and live here and know it too. I've actually seen, like, they have this yearly bicycle thing. It's crazy. I don't even think they arrest people for this, but they wear, like, absolutely no clothes, and they ride bicycles down this street right here. And one time we were down there just to check out the Rose Festival one summer, and these group of people just, I mean, I think it's like men. I didn't even see one woman doing it, but, like, yeah, they ride their bicycles with no clothes on. It's, like, ridiculous. So our society has just gone totally, like, off the deep end. But, yeah, I know this area really well, and I think this video here is kind of building up to the conflict of the riots. But, anyway, this is close to where I live. It's not far away. I'm kind of glad that I live in Vancouver, outside of Vancouver a little bit, so that I have peace and quiet out here. I live in a nice community, so I don't have to see all of this craziness. I mean, but yeah, they were having this here and in Oakland and New York, and Michael Moore, who made this video, which Mr. Opportunist, he made a pro-Trump video, just to make some money, and then he goes to New York and protests the victory for Trump. Isn't that crazy? What a hypocrite. He's like the ultimate hypocrite. But, yeah. So, anyway, one thing I want to tell Trump supporters, because I am one too, that's pretty obvious. Don't worry about this stuff. I know it's irritating, it's nerve-wracking. We know why they're doing it and who's behind it. But I can just tell you, like, I know that God has put Donald Trump in this position. We have to pray for his protection. That's obvious, because there's a lot of people that hate what he stands for and represents, which is true Americanism. But this stuff will die down eventually. These people, what you see here, are people that spend too much time in the basement and on their phones playing video games and stuff like that. As soon as the weather gets really cold, like the weather's not bad right now, as soon as the weather starts getting really cold, these people are going to run out of energy, and they're going to care about their little conveniences more than they will this agitating thing that they're doing right now. I don't even know how much money some of these people are making from Soros or whoever's funding this. There will probably be an investigation from it, but yeah, they don't have enough stamina for this, believe me. It will die down eventually, and some people will go to jail, and that will definitely quell it as well. But the good news is, I know this video is probably irritating when you see it with these protesters, but I felt compelled to make it tonight because this is in kind of my backyard here. So the good news is we have Donald Trump as our president, okay? Look at the stock market. Look what happened with the stock market the other day. It's the highest it's been in a long time. And they're already loving this, that Trump is already, that he's going to be in. And just watch what this man does. It's going to be so amazing. He's got a super team that he is putting together as I speak. Rudy Giuliani, I'm going to predict. Now, I'm going to predict it. I'm not going to say I'm right, but I have a feeling I'm going to predict Rudy Giuliani will be the Attorney General. And if Rudy Giuliani is the Attorney General, Hillary Clinton is in big trouble because I see convictions there. He's going to keep all of his promises, Mr. Trump will. So, all right, you guys, thanks for watching. Please feel free to leave comments below.